Hi guys, it's Carlos, the Ultimate Fitness Training once again, and thank you so much for watching the video. And today we're doing a video in order to help us become a greater version of ourselves. So anyway, I've had a lot of requests about Carlos, what do you think about this physique? Is this physique the right physique to go for the stage? Carlos, what do you think about this person? This person's developed the glutes amazingly. Carlos, what do you think about this person's abs? And she got literally no fat and great amount of glute development. Carlos, what do you think about this guy? This guy is developed amazingly, and he claims to have this just particular diet and obviously developed amazingly. Okay, are you ready for this? This is something that, in order to explain over the video, it's probably hard because a lot of people misinterpret things. However, I'm going to try my very best in order to articulate myself around the words I say in order to make most sense of the body types of which you guys claim to be either real or maybe, wait for it, fake. Okay, what I mean by fake. Okay, as you guys know, we live in an era of amazing communication, amazing knowledge out there, amazing information. So there is information about all sorts of things. So with the likes of Instagram, Facebooks, YouTubes, you name it, Twitters, we've got loads of ways of communicating. So there is a lot of ways that people are claiming to have things, are claiming to do things, and it's pictures a lot of the times. Okay, now one of the crazies that's going on about it is how amazing some physiques look. Now I'm going to start with the ladies. Okay, now there's a lot of ladies out there you see, and for some obviously people out there now, there's a craze about having a big ass. Okay, big ass. Obviously this craze has been going on for probably a long time now. Okay, but what you see a lot of these times is you got women with crazy amount of glute development. Now, for anyone that's got any knowledge about anatomy and physiology, and I mean maybe guys that are probably in a field like mine, where they're sports scientists and they know exactly what they're looking at. They know that the glutes area, which is, if you like, in a very simple terms, your ass area, okay, is developed in three areas. You got your glutes maximus, your glutes medius, and your glutes minimus. Okay, now those three muscles occupy a large area of your backside. However, and this is big however, is we are seeing things that are complete out of proportion, and some of you guys may laugh, oh, I see, and it's amazing and whatever. Now what's happening is you see these people with crazy amount of glute development, and then at the front, which is obviously your, if you like, your tummy, there's absolutely no body fat. Okay, now the question is this real? Now let me explain something, right? When someone does, obviously there is genetic freak people, there's no two ways about it. There is people that genetically got that area more developed than others, okay? And I'm not saying that doesn't exist, okay? There might be, I don't know, a couple of freaks out there of which got this area developed more than others, and they may say, oh, I'll prove you wrong, because they may have that genetic freak area. However, and the big however is, whichever way they have that area developed, okay, they also hold a lot of other areas of body fat. Now, what I'm trying to say is, the people that are claiming to have all these amazing development, they've got the pictures, and they have it, by the way, they've got that glute development and no fat in front or anywhere else. A lot of these people are having fat transfer. Okay, this is a surgery that is done now around the world. Years ago was maybe predominantly in America, but now around the world the people are having fat transfer. And I know this is common knowledge for a lot of people. However, there is a lot of people out there that still does not understand how someone can have these amazing glutes and then no fat in the tummy and no fat anywhere else, and all of a sudden they're walking around and they're claiming to do X amount of lunges, X amount of squats, X amount of specific exercises in order for an exchange of maybe a product or a service. Now let me tell you, not just a trainer, a coach, a mentor, a psychologist, and also a sports scientist that I am, I can tell you, I've been in the industry for 20 years and I know my stuff very well. And I can tell you a lot of this stuff, even to the naked eye, I can spot straight away whether that is fat transfer or is someone that has actually developed those glutes in the gym. Now, let me tell you something, right? I've been around competitors, like, when I say competitors, I mean like fitness competitors, like muscle models, bikini models for a long time, bodybuilders for a long time. Now, you can tell anyone that has competed or even become a judge or a judge in obviously in the environment of fitness, right? Know exactly what they're looking at. So if you have fat transfer into an area from, say, from your tummy area into your glute area, anyone that's got alpha knowledge about muscle development, they'll tell you that area has been fat transfer. Okay, so what I'm trying to say to you is this: so if you are there basically watching or seeing these people, and these people are claiming to have crazy amount of development because they've done crazy amount of exercise, X amount of exercises, or they follow this particular regime, a lot of the times they're bullshitting to you, because that is being basically, if you like, is surgical removal. So they've removed fat from one area and transfer into another area. Now, it's the same thing when it came with boob jobs. I mean, in the 80s and the 90s was a craze about boob jobs, and people were going, oh my god, it's the same thing. If someone claims to have, like, say, a big chest and they've had a boob job, imagine in the 80s if someone says, oh, all you need to do is go to the gym and do some press-ups, and you're doing basically chest press, and you develop pectoralis area into a crazy amount of boobs. That's crazy. You know, this is what a lot of people out there are not understanding. And not only that, and one of the things I wanted to claim is this: if you look at people that have got a great amount of glute area, for instance, they also, because glutes a lot of times is fat disposal. So this is just the way our bodies are made. You know, if people put weight on, they put weight on their glutes, for instance. They put weight on their lower abdominal area. They put weight on love handles. That's people call love handles. They put weight on their breasts. They put weight on their tummy. Okay, that's just the way we hold our weight. Some of you guys out there will say, oh, I put more weight on my arms, or I put more weight on my legs. But predominantly 9 times out of 10, most people will put weight on in areas like glutes, obviously digestive system area, which is obviously your stomach area. You put weight on in a lot of areas like that, and obviously it's impossible for you to have, say, for instance, naturally, I'm saying, it's impossible for you to have a glute area which is phenomenally developed and no fat around the tummy. There's absolutely no chance. Okay, now if you are believing this, let me tell you, just wake up, because that is actually not the truth. So me as a trainer, as a coach, I get these questions asked a lot of times, and don't take me wrong, for the guys that know me personally, I tend to be very calm and collective, and I kind of like love to help people. But a lot of the times when you get this question day after day, and then you get the same sort of, oh, look at this woman, she's looking amazing, or oh, look at this guy, for instance, he looks natural, or oh, look at this guy, he's not taking anything, and all of a sudden he looks ripped. Look, let me tell you something, right? From an area of physical development, from an area of competitive, from an area of people that, from someone that's competed so many times, I can tell you, if he looks amazing, 9 times out of 10, what you find has been either drug enhanced or has been basically surgery remove fat to an area. Okay, 9 times out of 10. However, you may have people out there that genetically freak, and they dieted very hard, and they basically train very hard, and they can achieve a certain amount of definition and a certain amount of physique naturally. Yes, okay. So I've done that. I've never took any drugs. I've never had any surgery, and I got into a really good shape when I competed. Okay. Now that sort of shape, if you like, is only held for a certain amount of time. I mean, I held my shape every time I competed for about maybe a week if I was lucky, okay? Once I start putting the carbs back in and start eating more, all of a sudden that sort of conditioning, anyone will tell you that competes, that conditioning goes away, okay? Just the way it is, okay? So a lot of people think that you hold that condition all year round, which is quite funny. I mean, it would be absolutely amazing if you could, but a lot of people don't know the sacrifices and the discipline you need to have in order to hold that kind of shape anyway. But going back to what I was just saying, is we must understand that a lot of this stuff that you're looking at is being surgical sort of automatized, you know what I mean? It's been surgical removed. So a lot of things that I see, for instance, people that have got excess amount of body fat, say for instance, I was talking to a guy the other day, he lives in America, and he's saying in America you've got these girls, obviously they've got excess body fat in the tummy, and obviously they have surgery, obviously they remove that obviously body fat back onto the obviously the backside, which then makes them look, you know, say for instance with jeans or leggings, that makes them look with a massive amount of glute development, okay, with a very little amount of obviously body fat on the tummy, and then obviously they start working out a little bit, and all of a sudden girls all over the world start looking at the Instagram pictures and start going crazy. Oh my God, look at your ass, I want that ass, what did you do? And she'll probably reply, oh, what I did was this. And someone somewhere would actually believe that someone would basically be able to have this particular glute development without enhancements. Okay, now, let me tell you about another thing, which is a lot of people probably not so-called experts, or maybe not so-called aware or have the knowledge for, is sometimes you see people, you know, in the gym, and then they basically lifting more than you, or they're more developed than you. There's a lot of drugs out there, okay? There's a lot of people taking a lot of substances. It's crazy. I mean, you'd be surprised that how many young kids now are taking things like that, you know what I mean? Because it's all about how ripped and how strong and how muscular you look. So a lot of the times kids, even kids from a young age, begin to do. Now let me tell you, I will never advise anyone, and I mean anyone from any age, should take any drugs. I mean, I've been in the game for so long, and I've had people coming to me asking me questions. I always say, listen, when it comes to drugs, I will not advise anyone to do it, okay? There's no reason. If you speak to anyone that knows the stuff, they'll tell you the side effects doesn't outweigh the benefits. I tell you, it doesn't, okay? Now, I mean, a lot of these drugs that you talk about, enhancement and muscular drugs and sort of conditioning drugs that get you ripped, you know, it leads to depression, it leads to paranoia, it leads you to heart palpitations, it leads to high blood pressure, it leads to heart disease, it leads to so many things that, let me tell you, it doesn't pay. And then I'll tell you one thing as well, if you think about it, it becomes almost like a psychological thing, because a lot of these guys that take these enhancement drugs, they, for instance, when they take it, they look absolutely amazing, but then when you look at after, when they stop taking it, they're gonna look deflated. They're not, you know, they're not gonna look as good as. And I'm not just knocking people that take it. And if you take it, if you're happy, do it. But I would personally not advise someone to do it. I would advise someone to follow a better regime of diet. Okay, train a little harder in the gym. Okay, you may not be able to achieve that condition. I'm not saying you will, but what I'm saying is from a health point of view, because for me, as a trainer, as a coach, as a mentor, I would personally say, if someone said to me, Carlos, what's the priority? For me, the priority is become healthier, okay? Now, looking better, of course, is a priority, but it's not a priority as good as health, because, I mean, health is everything, okay? Now, I'd much rather becoming healthier rather than becoming super ripped and muscular and die tomorrow, or, you know, or feeling absolutely crap by taking these drugs, because these drugs don't make you feel good. However, remember, it's all about, in nowadays, a lot of people, it's all about how they look away in Ibiza, how they look away in Benidorm, how they look away in Butlins, how they look away in London, how they look away in Marbella or Miami or whatever they want to go, okay? So a lot of these people, you know, as long as they look good in that partying, as long as they look good with their mates, and all of a sudden they're being judged in a sense where people, oh my God, look at you, whatever. It makes them feel good, obviously. It makes you feel, obviously, it releases endorphins in your brain, and it makes you feel absolutely amazing. But then what happens is, what is the journey? What is the journey? How many times you're going to do it? Your liver's going to get damaged. Your kidney's going to get damaged. Your heart's going to get damaged. Your high blood pressure is going to go through the roof. Okay? So the actual sort of negative side is so much more than the positive side. So for me, my biggest advice to you guys is definitely make sure you start understanding what these people, experts sometimes as well, are telling you. Okay, now from a coach, from a trainer as I am, I'll tell you there's nothing like eating the right things, eating healthier, obviously eating a lot more plant-based food. Now I'm not saying that you need to go vegan, but more plant-based food, organic food if you can, plenty of hydration, make sure you're taking some good multivitamin minerals, look after your health, look after your body, mind and soul, and that is how you become a greater version of yourself. But a lot of the times we see a lot of these so-called Instagram models, you know, claiming, I mean, they're everywhere. I'm telling you, they're everywhere, and a lot of these people are claiming to be coaches as well, and they claim to be trainers as well. A lot of times they never train one person in their lives, you know. They basically changed their body. They've done some fat transfer somewhere. They've gone to the gym. Fair play to them. A lot of these guys as well, they probably look good. I'm not saying they don't look good, but they're lying to people. They're not actually telling people the truth, okay? One of the biggest things I feel is in training, you've got to tell people the truth. Every time anyone comes to me, I always say, this is not an easy journey. In order to lose, say, 6 stone, in order to get on stage, in order to become stronger, it's not an easy journey. It's hard. But tell me one thing that is amazing, that is not hard to achieve. Anything that amounts to anything is bloody hard work. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyone becomes a billionaire or millionaire, they don't have holidays. Honestly, they might have holidays after, but they work their ass off in order to achieve that. They're working. Okay, in order to achieve anything in life, it's hard work. Now you might have claims now on the internet, there's all these sort of superstars that say it's not about hard work, it's about smart work. Let me tell you something, right? Okay, now you work smart, but you work your bollocks off. That's the way, okay? So to achieve a physique that you're so proud of, that you feel good about, you need to work your balls off, okay? There's no two ways about it. You're only as good as your last training session, and a lot of people out there, if they tell you otherwise and they say, oh, I'll take this pill or take this particular magic BCAAs or magic creatine or magic glutamine, let me tell you, these things will only help you supplement your diet, okay? No supplement on the planet, no gear on the planet will work without the components of training, cardio and diet. I'm telling you, it may eventually, I'm not saying eventually there won't be something that will transform our bodies totally in maybe 1,000 years, maybe or maybe less, but I'm telling you right now, there's nothing that outweighs the levels of commitment, desire and discipline to your diet, to your training, to your supplementation and to your cardio. And here we are, another video in order to clear some things. I know I could go on a little bit more. Some of you guys might say it's enough. Anyway, but you know where to find me, guys, on Carlos Trainer 10 on my Instagram, also on my YouTube channel, which is Carlos Trainer. Like, share and subscribe to our channel. For any inquiries about personal training and also coaching or mentoring, please contact us on 077 6127 4313. If you want to send us an email, it's carlostrainer10@yahoo.co.uk. And with all that being said, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Get fitter, get healthier, get happier, become your greatest version. Remember, while you become your greatest versions, don't forget, have fun as well, because a lot of times you can be very serious as well. So have fun, like I always do, although doing these videos, and it gets really serious sometimes about coaching, training, psychology, problems, everything. It's always sometimes to become a kid as well and just enjoy and laugh, laugh, laugh. Part of development for ourselves is to believe in ourselves and believe in your intuition in order to become better every day, in order to ask your own self, am I doing the best I can in order to become a better version of me? The main thing in life is to have vision, no excuses, and follow your heart, and ultimately become a greater version of yourself. Believe in yourself, that's all it is. Believe in yourself and do not allow external events to dictate your present situation. Two things of which I think is really important in order to become better version of yourself is gratitude and discipline.